Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jyoti Mathur-Filipp, the Executive Secretary of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee to develop an international legally binding instrument on plastic pollution, including in the marine environment. Let me begin by expressing my deep gratitude to the organizers of the Blue Africa Summit for this opportunity to give you an update on the progress of the work of the committee since having the pleasure of addressing you last year. We are experiencing a plastic pollution crisis. The world is expected to produce over 500 million metric tons of plastic this year alone, and nearly 400 metric tons will become waste. 2/3 of the plastic produced are short-lived plastics, and a growing amount are just single-use, which end up as pollution in the environment. In the face of this crisis, in March 2022, UN member states at the 5th session of the United Nations Environment Assembly in Nairobi adopted the historic Resolution 514 to end plastic pollution. The resolution marked the birth of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee process, the INC, with the ambition of completing negotiations for a legally binding instrument by the end of this year. It is now up to members of the committee to finalize and agree on the text of the instrument at the 5th and final session, which will be held from 25th of November to 1st of December in Busan, the Republic of Korea. The upcoming session marks the culmination of over 2 years of intense and complex negotiations. The session will be followed by the convening of a diplomatic conference of plenipotentiaries in 2025, where members are expected to adopt the instrument and open it for ratification. Let us not forget that the INC process was born from a focus on oceans. Starting with expert meetings on marine litter, the process over time evolved to incorporate a necessary broader vision, one that addresses not only the marine pollution element, but also considers the life cycle of plastics to end plastic pollution in the environment. This means rethinking how plastics are designed, produced, and consumed globally. The upcoming session in Busan is the final opportunity to ensure that the instrument is ambitious, credible, and just. It is essential that members deliver an agreement that is commensurate with the scale of the plastic pollution crisis and responds to the needs of people and communities. No single government or organization can achieve this alone. It needs an all-of-society approach. Civil society, academia, youth, indigenous peoples, and the informal sector are all part of this process and part of the solution. We must encourage action by all stakeholders, including the private sector. This process is more than just a treaty. It is a chance to fundamentally redefine our relationship with plastic by changing how we design, produce, and use plastic. It is a chance to protect our climate and health and our oceans for us and for our future generations. I am very pleased with the strong interest and engagement from governments and civil society in this process, and your continued support is needed for the 5th and final session. And most important of all, once the instrument is finalized, its success hinges on translating the commitments made into action through ambitious implementation. I wish you insightful and successful deliberations throughout the Blue Africa Summit, and thank you.